With such incredible material progress over the last 100 years, why are there still so many people just barely getting by? Those were the words of Marc, the man behind the construction of the Telosa, the city called to be the closest to a utopia that we have ever been. Hello Storyticians, today we'll dive into the story of Telosa and how they plan to build the most sustainable, open, modern, fair and inclusive city in the world. Yes, it sounds like a fantasy, but wait to hear what these people are already doing. The story begins with Marc, who is dissatisfied by the current unequal and unfair systems where many suffer while others enjoy luxurious lives. He went on a long journey to find the reasons behind this phenomenon. In his search, he came across a book named Progress and Poverty by Henry George. The author was specifically asking about this inequality issue. He was an American political economist and journalist, immensely popular in the late 19th century. He started various movements of the progressive era, and he also inspired Georgism, an economic philosophy that states that people should own the value that they produce, but economic value derived from land should belong equally to all members of the society. For example, this philosophy says you should give a like to this video because, well, maybe it doesn't, but it would help us out if you gave us a like. Let's get back to the story. These ideas permeated Marc's mind. The equity model could be the answer to the large inequality issues he was seeing in the world. Now he knew he wanted to build a place, a society, a system where everyone is fairly compensated for what they produce, and where the whole community earns from the valuation of the land and other goods. But he knew that if the land was owned by the people, the whole community had to progress. If not, the same land they owned would become of lesser value. Now the real problem began for him: how to create a community like this one. It occurred to him that the community had to be new, not immersed in our current societies. Besides, the physical space where they would live had to be new, separated from others, perfectly thought out for this specific goal. In fact, everything would be meticulously thought out, designed to perfection from scratch. A nearly perfect new city, considering all aspects possible: economics, well-being, safety, inclusion, fairness, openness, sustainability, aesthetics, social interactions, and more. Now, Marc isn't any ordinary man. He is a serial entrepreneur and investor that has successfully started and sold 4 companies. Recently, one of such companies, called Jet.com, was sold to Walmart for $3.3 billion. He also served as president and CEO of Walmart US e-commerce. There are many more impressive things that this man has done, but Telosa seems to be the largest venture he has ever tried. That being said, trying to build the city of the future with 5 million residents and a different societal system for the future is a colossal task that not even Marc can do without lots of help. To design the city, Marc partnered up with Bjarke Ingels and his company, Big Bjarke Ingels Group. Bjarke is a world-renowned designer and was named one of the 100 most influential people in the world in 2016. He defines architecture as the art and science of making sure our cities and buildings fit with the way we want to live our lives. We would need a whole other video just to tell his story. For now, it's enough to know that he's one of the most capable men in the world for designing the city of Telosa. Curious name, Telosa, right? It's derived from the Greek word used by Aristotle, meaning highest purpose. That is their vision for the city, the creation of a place and a community with a system that will help create a more equitable and sustainable future. This and more is shared by them through their own webpage, cityoftelosa.com. So let's dive into what defines Telosa City and why it's so impressive. We have mentioned some of its main characteristics already. First, the system is different. Equitism allows for citizens to benefit greatly from the growth of the city. Second, it aims to be the most open, fair, and inclusive city in the world, meaning the free exchange of ideas, equal access to opportunities, and valued citizens. That is some of the most impressive aspects, but you probably also came here to see the futuristic features of the city. It will be self-sustaining. Water will be stored, cleaned, and reused. The city will be powered by renewable energy. The transportation systems will consist of a fleet of autonomous cars. Citizens will be educated in finances. It aims to be zero waste. Politics will be clearer and voters more taken into account. Entrepreneurship and innovation will be highly prioritized. Personal care will be easily accessible to everyone, and many other utopic features. Telosa is being inspired by most of the major cities, from which they are planning to take the best aspects and recreate them. In Marc's words, as vibrant and diverse as New York City, combined with the efficiency, safety, and cleanliness of a city like Tokyo, combined with the social services, the sustainability, and the governance model of a city like Stockholm. As if that wasn't enough, just look at the impressive futuristic architecture that they are designing for the city. It is truly something from the future. Telosa is planned to be ready for the first citizens by 2030. They are currently scouting for land in the United States to build it from scratch. It will start with about 30,000 acres of land, and it is projected to grow to 150,000 acres in 40 years. In the same time frame, it should first be able to receive 1 million inhabitants and grow to 5 million. It is designed to have the same population density as San Francisco. It's astounding to say the least. What do you think? Would you move to Telosa? Dear Storyticians, we have reached 100 subscribers. Yair, Fabricio and I couldn't be happier with the first 100 of you who decided to join us in our journey. We will work hard so that every video we publish delivers the best stories for you. Thanks again, and let's keep on growing. If you want another story, hear how King Kong fought the Great Depression in 1993 by clicking here. Now, go live the most innovative of all stories, the story of your life.